Alright, today on Krazy Karl Projects, I show off my new wrenches. I finally got proper wrenches for doing brakes. And we changed the master cylinder again. I know this was supposed to be the silent movie, but it's just not going to work out that way. But it's nice having this because you get in there and it's made, even though these are awful short.
Video number 17 on the channel of doing the same thing to the Kia.
Yeah, master cylinder again. But this makes it a lot easier. They grip a lot better, so I'm happy to have these mixed set. Just they were the cheapest ones I could find that weren't rated as being garbage. So
What did we learn?
I should have bought these years ago.
No, what did we learn?
Oh yeah, that you can't bleed. You cannot pump this brake master cylinder and bleed the system, or you kill the master cylinder. So
And apparently, nowadays the seals in brake master cylinders don't like being pumped quickly because that like heats up the seals on the piston inside the cylinder and like deteriorates it and damages it. Unlike old cars where you're meant to pump the brakes. New modern master cylinders, now that they're made to be boosted, they just are like, all right, let's put a fragile freaking seal in there and like, because who will ever need to pump their brakes when their brakes are boosted?
I don't know how much that is on normal ones, but on Kia anyways. Oh, what do you go to? That's always reassuring when you find a part just randomly sitting down. Where do you go?
It'll be all right. I don't know why it looks like a brake part.
It does. Where did you come from? Why are you there? Oh, there goes the
That's
nut.
gone forever. We can assure you this dog isn't dying.
So, that's off again.
Gosh,
But
this thing smells. There's some smell.
it's kind of death, and it's leaking potentially.
Smells
I'm
like
wondering if
sweet
something.
battery acid or something. I don't know.
I'm starting to think something crawled on top of the transmission and died.
I don't think so.
Yep, I should have bought these wrenches a long time ago. This is nuts.
So what are we doing?
Trying to get the master cylinder off, having the brake cylinder hiss at me.
Well, it's because they just don't like you, Carl.
Hissy, hissy, hiss, hiss, hiss.
Do these master cylinders all come with a new cap, or do you have to switch the?
The one I got now, I had to switch this whole tank over. It has no tank. So that was going to be a short video outside of the silent video.
Bald spot cam.
Watch for that hair loss fairy. I'm sure he's up there still.
Just need to have a ding, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Come on, Lou, you can do it. Special effects. Oh, that's not in the budget? Oh, okay. I hope when I say that about special effects, he puts down like at the bottom of the screen here, like, not happening, blue. I know he's done that on a couple of Crazy Kids projects when I've said something like, don't sing that song, it's copyright. And he's like, editor's note, no it's not. Don't undermine me, editor.
It's for use. And now we make a mess.
Now I must copyright my song about butt connectors.
Is butte not butt, Montana?
Well then why'd you spell it that way? Oh, that's a dog. I thought these people were walking their cat. I was like, what maniacs? Oh gosh, I just alienated an entire demographic of our viewers. There's some grizzled old guy watching the videos that are like, half of his monitor is obscured by cats walking around on his table. Hey, I take offense to that. I walk my cats every day.
They're for squash hunting.
What? No, never mind. Don't explain it. I don't want to know your weirdness.
You don't want to know the joke. From years ago now. Alright, match cylinder's off. Okay. Hopefully that'll work. I know it's going to be a little bit of an angle. I'm trying to with a stand. Okay, yep, you can see me. Alright, we got the new match cylinder. I got to move this tank over. This came with a bleeding kit, so I will bench bleed it. It's got to be really careful with it when I'm doing it. And then start transfer. I need a Phillips screwdriver. Okay. Just unscrew it. And it's supposed to wiggle out somehow. This is going to be the fun part. Getting it. Cool. Do it without breaking anything. There we go. It's off. Now I gotta put the new one on. Alright. And that is the right direction, right? That's how it was in there. No, it was this way. Let's get any dirty fluid out. Clean these ends off while we got it. So they're nice and clean. And it's going to go this way. I know because the pigtail's in the back for the sensor. And then, come on. Try to get it in there. Oh, might help if I take the cap off so there's less pressure, air pressure. Probably would help get it off with less air pressure. There we go. In, then put the screw in, set that down, and there we go. Feels kind of like I did that backwards, but that's what the video is for. I can always double check. And there we go. I've assembled it. I know that's right, because that's on that side. Alright. I'll wrap that in a towel, and put that in a bag, and put that in the box. Get that out of the way. Making sure that was damp paper towel, not a oil-soaked paper towel. No difference. Then we have the nice kit this came with. So I've got the little nipples for if I can get super stretch bag. And these are dual size. That's nice. These are definitely keepers. Get started. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the plunger depth. A little bit of a green marker mark. Secure table. Everything goes down. Not a camera guy. But that gives me a mark where this should be lining up with the bottom of that green mark. So I need to go check that and check see how much rod we have out there so that we can tell on that. Ooh, travel time. This will all get cut out, I'm sure. This will give to the back, and it's matching up perfectly, so I do not need the spacers this time. So these can in fact come off. So those spacers will get removed from the previous ones because this one looks to actually match up properly. If I can ever get these spacers off, this is going to be a two-hand job. So, yep, that's what's next. I had Simple Green cleaner, oh, that thing full of Simple Green, strong concentration of it, sitting here while it leaked and sat here on this oil paint on this old door, and it removed the oil paint completely. So, Simple Green is not joking. It is a serious degreaser. The old metal door clean. It most definitely made that old part of the metal door clean. Who needs paint? So, Simple Green, leave it alone long enough. It is a paint remover if it's oil-based paint. So, that'll have to be, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. If it starts rusting, I'll worry about it. Otherwise, I'll just leave it. But, now back to what we were doing, bleeding the brakes. I got it set up. I know it's kind of crooked, it's whatever. I got it in a vise on the bench. Alright, sorry for the angles. No camera guy today. Got a little bleeder kit it came with. Get these hoses on. Got it bolted in. Not too tight. I've actually finger tightened it. It's probably going to leak. If it leaks, I'll tighten it up a little bit more. Cap off. Feed these lines in there. Just slided it back behind the reservoir. I'm going to fill it up, and I got to be very careful doing the bleed. Your appropriate brake fluid. Really. Somehow, I'm getting brake fluid everywhere. I don't even know how it's leaking brake fluid. Let's try to pour them from a different spot. Okay, there we go. It's good and full. And now, tappity tappity. And that. And now, I'm just going to very gently push. Just very gently. Just going to let those bubbles cycle out. I'm trying to be really careful with this. Okay. And those bubbles will work out. I don't like the fact that I'm not getting any movement on this back one. All the way, which I'm not happy with having to do. There's just starting to bleed. Finally, now I can get that to work out. Okay, hopefully that got all the air out of it. I tried to be as gentle as I could. If that still ends up with a bleed problem, I don't know what else to do with this. So there's been bench bled. So now it's time to get out there, and put it on again. See if it'll work. Then I'll do the pressure bleed thing.
What are you doing?
Just putting this in. I remove the little plastic bits. I had to take the hoses off so I could turn it. Little plastic bit off, and then it's fed in, and then I'll have to use the pressure feeder, the pressure bleeder, to do the rest of the bleed. And I'm getting it started by hand. So I make sure I don't cross feed it. I think I do cross feed it, so I'm gonna have to back that back out.
Cross thread?
Yeah, the fitting.
What did we find out about this car while we were fiddling around with it before you started this?
I've talked about that you're not supposed to pump the master cylinder.
No, What did we learn? What did I figure out? This transfer case has no neutral.
Yeah, transfer case has no neutral.
It's very weird. 1999 Kia Sportage. 1999 Kia Sportage.
I can tell you this is going to be the last Kia master cylinder I put on it. After this, I'm going to start trying to get a Honda one or a GM one or something else to work with it if this one fails. Because I'm doing...
adapt another one.
Yes.
That's actually a good part.
I'll adapt a good part to it.
Is the brake pedal ready to be touched?
Nope.
Oh. I want to kick it as hard as I can.
I still got to put the pressure bleeder on it. Oh yeah, let's plug that in. So it's got its fluid level tester. There we go. Okay, now I got to go put this stuff up and assemble the pressure bleeder thingy.
Fun. Have fun with that.
All right, so now we'll try this bleeding system. Supposed to fill that up full as you can, then put the little pressure seal cap on. I'm going to use the wrench that comes with it just to get a good tight fit on it. Then you use this to open this up and put brake fluid in here. And it says use pressure rated for your vehicle.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, so if you have that number, well,
Use
everything.
bleeding pressure that your vehicle's rated.
This
for.
is all written first in German, and it's mostly shown being used with BMW. So I guess this is a common thing for BMW.
Oh yeah, BMWs, you don't change the oil by draining out of the bottom. You suck it out of the top for some reason.
Yeah, so I guess this is common with BMWs and maybe some other German vehicles. And yes, I know I only need .3 in this vehicle, but I had .4 that was open and need used, so I'm just using that. I think I've been using .4 for this whole system, so I've upgraded the system to .4 fluid.
I think I did the research on it. You can use .4 in a .3 system, but you can't use .3 in a .4 system.
Exactly. Yeah, that's correct. I'm sure there may be a few systems that say do not.
Well, then
use
some say
.4.
.3 and 4.
Yeah.
Or 4, whatever.
I think most .3 systems can use .4.
I think we're under a chemical attack, Carl. This smells terrible. It's making me gag.
Now I'm getting smell of soybean harvest, which always stinks to me. But it's harvest time, and there's chemicals, and you have to keep getting the whiff of something dead from somewhere. Okay, hopefully that's tight enough. We build up pressure. That's got pressure relief. Put the little doohickey on the doohickey, the thingamabob. There we go. And let's build some pressure. There. See if we build any pressure.
There's nothing.
I'm noticing this. Yeah, it's building some pressure.
Does the gauge just not work?
Okay, should work.
I don't know. Is there any pressure at that?
No, this will make a mess. A little bit. Yeah, it's got a pressure valve, so. And now I proceed to make a mess.
That is it.
So yes, there's pressure. And I got the air out of the line.
I mean, it makes sense to do it that way. They don't specify to do that, but it makes sense to.
Clean up on aisle 3.
I don't think the gauge works.
It's not looking like the pressure gauge works on this thing.
Fun. Well.
So we're just gonna guess at what we're going. Come on, fluid. That put out a lot more than I expected it to. So
Yeah.
that did pretty good.
I'm trying not to shove this thing off the...
Here, I got it.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, I don't think the pressure gauge is working. That's probably enough pressure though.
Yeah, you know, you just need a little more than gravity bleed pressure, and that should,
Let's see if
you know.
anything's leaking.
I mean, you could just gravity bleed this thing, but that'd take a while. We're just trying to expedite that process a little bit.
I've tried that, and it will not gravity bleed.
So, are you expecting me to get on the ground under the car to show you opening the bleeder?
No, I'm not expecting that. You can show the stuff I've got. It came with a little canister for it.
Hopefully it does something. We're trying to do this as gently as possible. Now, so this kind of hose, I can't imagine that is rated for more than freaking 20 psi or something.
Yeah, this thing, 40 psi is supposed to be max, but I have no idea what pressure we're at. So.
I see air bubbles coming out of here. It's forcing fluid into there and forcing the air from that out.
Which is good. That's something.
Oh, no, you're forcing it back. All right.
All right, let's see how this works. I got my new wrenches. You can show them all, I guess. Bleeder wrenches. You put it on there, and you put the little thing on there, and
I don't know if the camera can see anything, but I'm at least trying to show something.
clean you up. I guess I'll know pretty soon if there's pressure on it, because it should start bleeding out before I even... Nope, you're a 9 mil. Or a 10 mil. I have one 10 mil around here too, I think. Yep, 9 mil. Alright, you go there. You go on there. Maybe. You know, I can do you first. Do you on there. Good gracious. There we go. And then now I gotta get you behind that shock. Do that. And then get you on there. And then, let's see, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Am I right or left? Is that up or down?
Hmm?
It's going to be righty-tighty, so that should be down.
You're going to push it up.
Or do I want to push it up?
Up. Oh gosh, I'm about to get my pants dirty.
Yep, up.
Some of us are directionally challenged.
There it is, slowly coming out some. It's bleeding from around the nipple more than it is bleeding out the end. I guess it's bleeding. You might build up some more pressure on the system. Because it is bleeding, it's just being really slow about it.
Herp.
It's bleeding. No, it's not coming out fast enough that I can tell. The part where the bubbles would be is black. And it drops off on the clear. I know it's not making a good seal inside the socket because it's dripping fluid everywhere. Well, this is bled. I'm only getting so much in the bottle, but whatever. Okay.
What?
It spit a bunch of brake fluid at me when I pulled the bottle off. There was pressure buildup in the bottle, I guess.
Huh. Well, finally got pressure up here at the gauge. Got it at about 10 psi. I figured that's more than enough to assist in gravity bleeding. We're trying to be super gentle because apparently all reproduction and brand new whatever cylinders for this thing are just fragile crap.
A lot of paper towels, and of course I took it out of
3 more times. We've got 10 psi of pressure in the bottle here, and we're cracking open the bleeder screws. Yeah, y'all know what we're talking about. The bottle that he's using to catch the brake fluid, I don't know if y'all saw that when he did the other wheel over here, but when he took the line off the bleeder nipple, pressure shot out of the catch can and shot brake fluid all over the place. So we don't know if that bottle's supposed to be vented or what, but
I'm running into a big problem right now is my hands are too big.
we'll do this 3 more times and update you.
That's all done. Let's see if we have brakes. Does the brake pedal still just go straight to the floor? Yes.
Yes.
It builds up, which is...
This goes straight to the floor. Not that I wanted my gross legs filmed.
Well, you're the one that wanted to be in there. Well, it stops.
Not very great. Still have to put your foot almost to the very bottom. See, I'm on the floor right now. I let off slightly.
Yeah.
It moves. Verdict. Another failed project.
Still don't know what's wrong with the brakes on this thing.
You've replaced every single component in the brake system aside from the pedal itself.
Yeah. The booster, which the booster's boosting, so...
Every line.
Booster broke sandstone, so I know it's fine.
Every line has been replaced.
Or checked.
Every caliper, every piston, and the drums.
Only caliper that hasn't been replaced is this one. And if the caliper was bad, the caliper would be bad. We tried bypassing the booster. It still doesn't have great brakes, but it has more brakes.
Well, it has the amount of brakes you'd expect a car to have when it does, like when the engine's off. Mm-hmm. If anyone's ever had their car die and they're coasting down a hill and they try to hit the brakes and they just don't work that well, yeah, you really have to cram your foot in it. The brakes work better with the booster off, and the car starts up and idles better.
Yeah, so the booster had the vacuum leak probably.
We're gonna see if we can hook up something to the nipple on the booster and see if it ever, like, you know, we're gonna try to draw a vacuum on the booster and see if that works. Yeah, I don't know what he's shoved in there.
It's a quick latch for like farm equipment or a trailer. There's that holds that back.
That's so bizarre. Wait, was pushing the brake pedal down forcing the cap off the booster?
Watch it and see.
No, not really. Maybe over time it would. You're going off that hill. Come on, come forward. And now, without the booster on, we're actually getting enough, like the brakes to work enough to scrub the surface rust off the discs. Before, it wasn't working enough to scrub the... Yeah, I don't...
It's still going to the floor.
The brake booster disabled. And we I guess I broke all the corrosion off of the discs and drums, so we hooked the booster back up, and the brakes are working a lot better now, actually. But it's really strange.
You're getting more brake somehow than I am.
You have to double tap the brake pedal for it to do much. You press the brake and you let off and press it again, and it works like normal brakes on a normal car. That's really weird. Why do you have to double tap it? It can't be like bad master cylinder number 15. Are parts really that bad? It's doing a burnout.
I've got the brakes pressed all the way down. I'm barely giving it any gas.
Yeah, it doesn't really like the rear brakes that much, does it?
Nope.
It's really clamped on the front ones. Don't throw rocks at me.
I've got burnout mode activated. But yeah, it's all front brakes. I don't have any rear brakes, I think, whatsoever.
That may be the back brakes working when you double tap it. When you press it the second time, doesn't it just feel like normal brakes?
Yeah, second time, you have to get it all the way to the floor. You do it first time, you go all the way to the floor, then you pump again, then it brakes. But remember, when I was doing the bleed, which will be in the video, I was having a problem getting the line for the rear brakes to bleed properly. So it may be the master cylinder. Maybe these master cylinders inherently have crap for rear brakes.
Maybe it's just a flaw in the design and not like they're all defective. Are these all just... Is there any way to bias it for the rear? Like... yourself?
Yeah, well, I could switch it around and put the feed for the rear on the front and the front on the rear.
That requires you to bend the pipes though. But that
or
would be...
I could just buy, that was actually one of the problems I had with I think the Blazer master cylinder. That was the issue with it, is that the front are in the rear and the rear are in the front, so it would swap around.
If you did that and somehow it would lock up the rear brakes but not the front, then we know. But that would require you to take off this cylinder, put on the other cylinder and try it like that and see if that's what's going on with all of the cylinders. Wonder what happens if you put the stock Sportage one back on, the OEM one. But, you know, Richard did say that these things do have problems with
Perpetual
brake master cylinders.
Master cylinders are no problem with this vehicle.
You trust it to drive around the block? Wait, do I really want to be sitting in here? Oh no, I made a grave mistake.
Too late now.
No. These tires suck. Woo, that's...
Was it stock, kind of?
better than it was last time we drove it around the block.
Yep, last master cylinder.
How many miles per master cylinder can you get in this baby? We don't measure miles per gallon, we measure miles per master cylinder.
Well, the other one was working until it popped the brake line.
Woo! That locked up my seatbelt.
It's still...
The third pump will lock every... You pump it 3 times and it's stopping right now.
Kind of.
Remember, you've got burnout mode activated. Only in reverse though, Whew. That's pretty okay. That's pretty good.
They're okay. They're not... I wouldn't drive it to Indianapolis. I wouldn't drive it to
Off-road
Bloomington.
test. Off-road test. Off-road test.
Okay.
Whee! I promise I'm almost 30 years old. They're getting better.
You gotta think about your braking still. It's like driving an old car.
I don't like how quiet the turn signal clicker is in this car. I like a loud turn signal. I want to hear it over the radio. It's like whenever I call my mom and I just hear in the background as she's driving around her little 8-bit bloop, 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 happening all the time.
Well, let's see if we go into the bean field.
No, you can lock up the brakes, definitely.
Move forward, get out of the dust. Let's see what brakes lock down. The brakes suck, but there are brakes.
Yeah. It looks like one of them locked up, or 2 of them on the passenger side locked up. The driver side ones didn't.
The passenger side only.
Or was that where we locked up? It's okay. It's okay, neighborhood. We're not rapscallions. We're just testing out the Poo-mobile.
Yeah, lock down that side.
That was
You have to
head
think.
forward and then stop. I've got this on camera now. Oh, dang it. Wrong direction. I was talking about braking, not accelerator. We know the tires can lose traction with accelerating. The lady back there walking her dog's like, "You mangy rascal! I'm gonna send Fido after you." How does the parking brake isn't that great in this car? But did it feel even? Did it feel like the car pulled any direction when I did that? Okay. Verdict. It's got really weird brakes.
They
It's like-
suck,
It's like
but
Sunny.
it's got brakes.
Sonny's got really, really weird brakes right now. They feel strange. Sometimes they're better, sometimes they're less betterer.
Well, this is not gonna happen. There's no brakes.
Huh.
Nothing.
Well, you got stopped.
Eventually.
Let's find a spot to turn around. I want to get off this ride.
You have to pump, and you have to pump pretty hard. Yeah, the brakes are barely brakes.
Floor it. Oh. Wow, the giddy heights. Okay, alright, that's too much. That's too much. Well, Indiana, you could have worse states for, Oh! Okay. It worked that time.
Kind of. I've been pumping like mad since we got on top of the hill.
What's up with that?
So.
Help us in the comments. Help us mere mortals figure this out. We need comment section gurus that know everything, or at least know better than whoever they're watching and commenting on. Please, we welcome it this time.
Yeah. This thing.
Does anybody know a direct replacement master cylinder that is not a Hyundai or Kia master cylinder?
I'm gonna try the Honda. I'm probably gonna order the Honda one. I found this.
Is it for like a CRV?
It's for a Civic.
Oh.
But it's actually listed for late 90s Hyundai and Kias, as well as Honda Civic, like the 97, 98 Honda Civic. And it's a Honda part.
What do you think?
I think the exhaust rattles.
Just a little bit. Hello, kitty.
That is actually, I know what that is. There's a shield, there's a heat shield on the exhaust, and it's broke loose. So the metal in the heat shield is doing this against the exhaust and the heat shielding. It locked.
Damn city. How does this car have city locks?
It doesn't. It just has automatic locks. If you bump the locks, it locks everything.
Well, the discs are shiny. They're still pitted all to hell. They need to be resurfaced. But
That's the least of its problems. Is there any heat in those?
well, that's kind of warm. Don't hold your hand on there too long.
Yeah,
They're doing something. Yeah, that one's warm too. That's weird. I don't know how to explain this car. Oh, I see what the cat's trying to... That's what that squirrel's been barking at all day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Outro.
Outro. It's back to kind of has brakes. Booster.
We want to
not
love.
making a difference.
We want to love the crap heap. We like crappy, terrible cars on this channel. We love them.
It runs and drives.
They're
good.
hilarious. It's never like that thing is the most fun car to drive at 30 miles per hour. It's just ridiculously awful.
Oh yeah.
People that have to have like a car that drives on rails and has 900 horsepower to have any kind of fun.
Drive this thing on the interstate at interstate speed.
Yeah.
You feel about like you're doing it in a lawnmower.
No, it's not a Hellcat, so I don't know how to have fun with it.
But
Can it do a street takeover?
yeah, sure, maybe.
All right, cut to him doing donuts in the yard, Blue.
I don't want to tear up my yard.
We'll get to that. I'll find a dirt road.
But yeah, so we're still.
Says the guy who does
not brakes.
burnouts in the yard. We're down to. If you need to move it around the yard, you can do that without crashing into stuff.
If I absolutely had to, I could use it for my work. I just
Scrap
have
heap.
to plan ahead.
Scrap heap.
I'm guessing I'm probably going to buy the
Civic cylinder.
cylinder.
And if that doesn't work, I don't think you should sell it or attempt to sell it with unfixable brakes.
No, until the brakes are fixed, I won't try to sell it. If they get to that point, then it's going to become parts, maybe.
I would
'Cause-
send it to a scrapyard and get you $350 from it.
I don't know
$350.
what else I'm going. Well, like I said, I might try
Sell
to
the
find-
cat. Get 1,000 from the cat.
I was going to say, you scrap it, but I might. I don't know.
I'll
It
give you
might be some
$350.
parts. It's got a good engine, transmission's okay.
Allegedly.
So, good engine, good transmission. Four-wheel drive's kind of eh.
I mean, if the locking hubs ever did work. Okay. See you next time.
See you next time. Like, share, subscribe, and have a good one.
Yeah. Come on, internet experts. We know you're there. Come on.